Leadership initiative. Okay, once again, our primary vision here, the main thing that we're focusing on is we want to bring freedom to the captive. All right, so we have our 6 steps to freedom that we call this Stair Steps to Freedom. I'm here talking with the wonderful runners, the wonderful managers, and the owner of Countertop Solutions here in Tulsa. And we've been talking about the first 3 steps, starting with the why, the core values, and the vision and the mission statement. And I want them to talk a little bit about how just this piece right here is impacting the way that they're doing business on a daily basis. So we're going to start over here with Greg, the owner of Countertops. Go ahead and talk a little bit about how this piece is impacting and affecting how you're leading the company.
We had no idea how important or valuable putting down on paper core values and mission statement and vision statement would be. And at first, you're just kind of going through the motions. It's a mechanical thing. But then as we begin to go through life in our business, we begin to see that as we identified with it and related to it, decisions all of a sudden became easier to make because we compared the decision or the situation to those vision statement, mission statement, and all of a sudden it was obvious what we should do. So there was a real empowering effect that came over all of us, and we just felt like it was less stressful. It was easier to make a decision. We felt like we were on the right track, going in the right direction, kind of gaining momentum, and it was great.
Yeah, fantastic. Let's talk a little bit to Michelle. Now, Michelle, in our first few meetings, Michelle was in this spot of like, you could tell we were talking, and she was kind of locking up. And I said, Michelle, what's going on? She goes, well, Clay, all I see is just a lot of work. But talk to me a little bit about, we were talking about this a moment ago. How has that changed over this first couple months?
Well, for me, how it's changed is that back when we first started, I was getting up between 3 and 4 every morning. My brain was running constantly, and I'm trying to think about how all of this work is going to be put on me, and I'm going to have to do this, and my life is going to be even more miserable. Well, over the last few months, what has come out of this is that I can now see the light at the end of the tunnel, that just by doing these basic steps of getting processes in place and giving that information out to the proper people and ensuring that they're following those processes that we have determined are best for the company, that I see that light at the end of the tunnel now. And I actually slept this morning till 5:15, so that was exciting for me. But it's, again, like Greg says, the empowering factor of it is that once it hits you and you realize, oh my gosh, this is really very simple, very easy, it's just unbelievable the relief that you feel. And yes, there is a lot of work up front, but 6 months down the road, when all of that work is done, your life becomes a lot easier, and the freedom, as Clay likes to say, starts to show.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, and then we have Angela. Now, we were just talking about a meeting that you guys had earlier this week, is that right?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, earlier this week. And we were talking about having the organizational chart, and now we've got a picture. And you were saying, okay, now we have a picture of what everybody is supposed to be doing. You were talking about the value of now we know that we're all on the same page together. Tell me a little bit about where you were on that and how getting everybody on the same page has made such a difference for you guys now that you've got everything on paper.
It's been awesome for us because we have a meeting or we have a conversation and we walk away with our own takeaway and we think we're all on the same page. Now we have our organizational chart in place and we are starting the process of writing our processes, and so it's easy to see and know where we are, and so we know that we are all on the same page because it's written down in black and white, and we can use that to also temper our decisions along with our values and our mission statement. So it's awesome. I never have enough time to get things done, but by using our organizational chart, I know who to have do what. And by having them list the action steps at the same time, we have the process. So it's working for us.
Fantastic. Yeah. I'm going to ask you one more question, too. We were talking about, you said that the meeting was going a little crazy. and you were able to step into the meeting and say, hey, everybody, let's take a moment and let's all remember. Remember, you tell me about this. Tell me
that's
what
where,
was
that's
what was
where
going
our
on there?
organization chart is awesome, because Michelle and I wear multiple hats within the company. And so sometimes when we're trying to deal with a problem or solve an issue, it's who's been there longer, or emotions or whatever, they can kind of affect that and temper that. And even with Greg. And so yesterday when things got a little bit heated, I was able to say, hey, wait a minute, guys. Let's identify which hats we're wearing according to the organizational chart, who's talking to who, and let's stay in our safe place, and we're going to solve it. And so it was awesome.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Hey, I just want you guys to know, if you're looking for countertops, if you're looking for a full-on remodel of your kitchen or your bathrooms, Countertop Solutions in Tulsa, Oklahoma is where you need to go. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.